Warning, this is not intended for one hater, but all haters. Haters make me famous. Haters make me famous. Haters make me famous. Haters make me famous. Haters.
Call it my battleground. I'm on that center stage where suckers be talking that, but not to my face. Making major moves while them haters prove nothing no harder you shine. You know them haters come by the dozen. All them haters that be talking about us, they be hating on our grind, cause you know we coming up. We be spending all the time on these rhymes and the clubs. You can't steal my shine, cause I'm prime, never mind. Cause fame and fortune be the only notion for them haters do. Many years in the game, so you know I paid my dues. No need for the fame, I'm taking names, so I know. And when Moshe blows up, I'm emailing all them.
Haters make me famous.
What the haters know about that Moshe music? Haters.
Haters make me famous.
I do this 25/8 pain and sweat on these tracks, haters.
Haters. Haters make me famous.
I have no dinner table, my studio is the kitchen. Haters.
Haters make me famous.
I got a degree on my wall, so it says I know what I'm doing. Haters.
Haters.
I dust off them haters, and then I take a pause. It's a shame that this game got us all so involved. They flapping their jaws, and they grinding their teeth. Everybody fighting for the microphone on my beats. See my and my word is all I have. Call me Tony Montana on this label that I have. Having anger towards everyone.
Good morning, everybody.
Haters coming.
Cat Nation Live, ready to rock, ready to roll on this beautiful and blessed Saturday morning. Better late than never. We were supposed to be here at 7:30, but just so happens we're here at 8:30. What's going on, everybody? Colorado Goose Hunter, Chef Bayer, Ross Pitts, Daryl, Joe, Jeremy, Robert, everybody else tuning in. Glad to have you guys all here. Hopefully you guys could hear me. Post up in the comment section if everything's good to go on your guys' end. We're going to jump right into it today. We got a lot of fun stuff to discuss. And ready to rock and roll. Ready for a big day today. Ready for a big day today. Had a lot, not a lot, but had a handful of letdowns today. So, not yesterday, yesterday. I'm all out of whack. Had a few letdowns yesterday. That's what happens when you get trying to read messages and talk at the same time. And ready for no letdowns today. Boy, did FC shit the bed yesterday, huh? We'll bring him and his shitty diaper on board later, but we're not even going to let him discuss any of that because I'm sure it'll be full of excuses. And all we want to hear about is winners, and winners. So, excuse me, we won't let him discuss that, but we'll let him discuss his beloved Tennessee and how they're going to be trying to cover a big spread today. What's going on, Ross, Mr. Brackens? Thank you, Joe, for that radio check. Zach, I see you signed up for Guaranteed Saturday. Mr. Beaker as well. Thank you guys for jumping on board for that. By the way, if you guys didn't know, Guaranteed Saturday is 50% off today. So it's only $75 for that, the big one. And it is later today. 7:30 Eastern is the cutoff. By the way, I have no early personal plays. But premiums you're going to want to be on board for. By the way, premiums, nice big 3-0 yesterday. Congrats to everybody on there. Alex, good morning, sir. Everybody took advantage of that big premium sale yesterday. Still going today, by the way. I got them to extend it. I had a few people ask me if they can get it today, and a few that asked if they could still get it on Sunday, tomorrow, so that way they can get the rest of the system plays free. And got that done, so you guys are good to go all weekend long for that special. Pretty damn cool, and it's a good deal right there. All right, so we're going to jump right into it. I know we get some early action games going, so we'll take a look at a few early action games that are up on the board and see what kind of trouble we can get ourselves into. Gonna pop everything up here. Hold on 1 second, guys. Hello. Uh-huh. Yeah, I'm fine for that, but is there a way that you can call me back in about 1 hour? Perfect. Okay, thank you. Bye-bye. Never had a sales call on a Saturday before for permanent holiday lighting. You know, like those little trick LEDs that they hide underneath the rails. Figured I might as well just get it done. Bite the bullet, pay the price once. Ross says he thinks Tennessee puts it on today. Florida defense is leaky. All right, so we're going to jump right into it. Let's take a look at that Missouri and Auburn game. Missouri and Auburn will be the first one that we take a look at as soon as I get the info up. I'm sure it would help if I had game number readily available, but, you know, I'm unprepared for that one. So we will cycle until we find it. All the stats and trends and all of that good stuff. Missouri and Auburn will be the first one, assuming we actually find it in time. But while I'm looking for it and getting everything up and running, would love to hear what you guys like this morning on the early game. So post up in the comment section what you guys are liking early. And then, hopefully, by then, I'm ready to rock and roll. Sure would be nice, right? Can't be that far away. I think I've cycled through every single one of the games so far. If not, we'll just pick another one. No, I actually really want to do this one. This one looks like a good game. All right, game 411, 412. Joe Dirt, good morning, sir. Let me plug in this computer. All right, let's jump right into it. Missouri, Auburn, game 411, 412. First of all, line on this one, Auburn laying 7 in the hook, 7.5, minus $1.10. Missouri catching 7.5. Total sitting over and under 51. You get Missouri, who's 2-1 straight up, 1-2 against the spread, 2-1 to the under, going up against Auburn, who is 2-1 straight up, 0-3 against the spread, and 2-1 to the over. Missouri, in their last game, Abilene Christian, they beat them 34-17. They lost to Kansas State 40-12, and they beat Louisiana Tech 52-24 to start the season. They're averaging 32.7 points per game, 206 yards a game on the ground, 217 in the air, at 7.2 yards per passing attempt. They'll be going up against Auburn, who is coming off their loss against Penn State, who they got smoked 41-12 last week. Auburn is averaging 26 points per game. Obviously, they were nowhere near that in their last attempt at a game against Penn State. But they're averaging 205 yards a game on the ground at 5.3 yards per carry, 225 in the air at 8.2 yards per passing attempt. Auburn has won the last two straight up and against the spread against Missouri, averaging 55 points. Hold on, somebody asked me, is there guaranteed Saturday? Yes, there is guaranteed Saturday online. Missouri is 13-2 to the under. Their last 15 games versus a strong rushing team that averages more than 4.7 yards per carry. Missouri averaging 4.8. Auburn averaging 5.3. and their run-heavy programs. Both of these teams average a lot more runs than they do passing plays, so look to see a lot of runs. However, it's the secondaries that might just get torched today. Both teams average giving up 24.3 points and 27 points for Missouri. Their run defenses, excellent numbers, giving up just 3.8 yards per carry on average, both teams. Missouri gives up 117 yards a game, 124 for Auburn. The difference, 2 run plays. That passing defense at secondary, Missouri gives up 212 in the air, 6.5 yards per passing attempt. Auburn is averaging giving up 235 at 7.1 yards per passing attempt. Both teams in the negative department of turnovers. Primarily Auburn, who has been very sloppy. They're -8 in the turnover department. Missouri -1. As far as this game goes, I like Auburn, but I don't like the hook. I like Auburn, but I don't like the hook. I'd be inclined to buy it down 0.5 point if I was going to take Auburn, but what I really like is I like a teaser in this situation. I like Auburn in the over. Actually, I really like the over of 51 here. But if you were to throw it in like a 7.2 team teaser, and you teased Auburn down and you got him at a hook, so just to win the game, and you tease the total down to 44, I like Auburn in the over. Next up, of the little early action games, Maryland, Michigan. We'll discuss that one. Give me 1 second, guys. One quick second. All right. Popping up the next one. We're going to discuss the Michigan game. Assuming everything continues to start working here. Everything just went haywire on my computer. So we'll pop up this game. We'll discuss this one. We'll break this one down. I know it starts in just a couple of minutes, so we'll roll through these kind of quickly. We'll have some fun. See if we can't make ourselves some money. Because I know what I'm about to put you guys on. But you're going to have to wait. Not much longer. All right, keep posting in the comment section what you guys like. I know I love reading through the comments and seeing what you guys like, seeing the user interactions, which is always nice. So keep that participation up. I should be just about there, cycling back up. To the Michigan game. Here we go. Game 327 and 328. This should be a quality game. You've got Maryland, who's 3-0. With wins over Buffalo 31-10 to start the season, and then they beat Charlotte 56-21. Then they beat SMU 34-27 by a touchdown. They're 3-0 straight up, 2-1 against the spread, and 2-1 to the under. And then you've got old Mish, old Jim Harbaugh in Michigan, 3-0 straight up, with wins over Colorado State 51 21-7, a 56-10 win over Hawaii, and a 59-0 win over UConn. 3-0 straight up, 2-1 against the spread. 0-2-1 to the over. They have not had a game yet out of 3 that have hit the over yet. Aaron says, really hate the commercials. That's very simple. Spend more. The more you spend, the quicker they will have the commercials go away. Ain't that right? Not one Michigan game has gone over so far this year. Is today going to be the first one? We're going to find out. You got a total sitting at 66. Michigan laying that 17 and a hook. Even DraftKings has the hook at the half, 17 and a half. Who dat Bob? What's going on? Loving his Raging Cajuns laying 9.5. Joe says, let's hit the thumbs up button. We greatly appreciate it when you guys do. Michigan, 11-4 to the over their last 5 years versus strong passing teams averaging more than 7.9 yards per attempt. And by the way, Michigan has won the last 6 against the spread against Maryland. They have covered the last 6 games. As far as this one goes, what to expect, let's take a look at the Michigan, or not the Michigan numbers. Hold on. We're going to take a look at the Maryland numbers first. We'll take a look at their offensive numbers. What has Maryland been doing besides putting up points? They have a very split, very even down the middle run pass offense. They're averaging 189 yards a game on the ground at 6.2 yards per carry and 312 in the air at 10.2 yards per passing attempt. Michigan, on the other hand, they're averaging over 55 points a game against the likes of Colorado State, Hawaii, and Connecticut. They're averaging 6 yards a carry, 231 yards a game on the ground, and 266 in the air at 10.5 yards per passing attempt. Who dat Bob says, good morning, finally jumped on a long-term commitment. Let's rock and roll. Thank you, brother. I know you had a good day yesterday. Premium plays with that 3-0 yesterday. You really got to take a look at the defenses and see what you can expect. Maryland gives up 19.3 points a game on average to the likes of Buffalo, Charlotte, and SMU. They're giving up 3.3 yards per carry at 118 on the ground, 274 in the air at 5.8 yards per passing attempt. -1 in the turnover department. Jim Harbaugh and Michigan are +2 in the turnovers, where they're giving up just 91 yards a game in the air. They're holding teams to an average of 3.6 yards per passing attempt and 3 yards per carry at 103 yards a game. What to expect in this one? Michigan, Michigan, and Michigan. Maybe Maryland keeps it close through the first 3 quarters, first half, and then half of the third. If they keep it close at all, I think they keep it close for maybe the first 35, 37 minutes of play. Les, you got it at 62? 62 is a nice number. I like 62. 62 is a lot better than 65.5. It's actually down a half a point now. If you're taking an over, 62 is way better than 65.5. Myself, personally, I think Michigan scores a ton of points. I think they're going to put up at least 50 themselves. At least. As far as the total goes, you're going to need Maryland to put up at least 2 scores, in my opinion. As far as the side goes, Michigan or bust. Michigan or bust. And that line keeps flickering from 17 to 17 and a half, 17 to 17 and a half. I saw 16 and a half earlier. If you're betting it, I'd be betting Michigan. Alrighty. Moving right along, because unfortunately the 9 o'clock games are starting right now. Quick little leans rolling down the list. Baylor and Iowa State. Interesting matchup. I think Iowa State keeps it close. TCU against SMU. I do like TCU on the road, laying the 2.5. I'd probably take them on the money line at that point, minus $1.35, minus $1.40. Louisville against South Florida. Louisville laying 15.5. I mean, I know they smoked them like 10 years ago, but not a big fan of this one. Not a big fan of that one. Kent State at Georgia. Georgia was laying, I believe, 45. Georgia or bust. Georgia's going to blow them out. Just by a matter of how much. If I did anything, Georgia, baby. All right, we're going to cycle through a couple games here a little bit late. We're going to try and bring FC on to talk about his beloved Tennessee, who plays at 3:30 Eastern Time. Let me send him a text message. See if he logs in, and we'll bring him on, let him talk a little bit. You know, the guy actually can pick a winner every now and then. Apparently not yesterday, though. Apparently not yesterday, so maybe he can today. Maybe we should bring one of you guys on board. We'll bring Who Dat Bob. I know him. Who Dat Bob, you want to come on the live show? Addy, what's going on, man? I see you lurking there. Matt, good morning. Or good afternoon. Dizak, good morning. Just rolling through the chat. Kirk Gray, good morning. Holaleo, good morning. It's a Sacramento State baby. Primetime Yoke in the house. Cryptos and Tokens says, how's it going, everybody? Let's make it a great day. Absolutely. Definitely need to make it a great day. Put a little tunes in the background. If you don't hurry, then we're going to keep rolling through it. All right, so rolling right by Toledo, San Diego State. Toledo comes in laying 3 on the road against a historically tough San Diego State defense. What to expect in this one? Well, San Diego State got rolled last week by Utah, losing 35-7. They beat Idaho State 38-7, and they lost Arizona 38-20. They've given up more points in the first 3 games than they've averaged probably in a extreme period of time. As far as this one goes, I go back and forth, but a small little smidge of a lean on Toledo. We're just kind of gambling at some of these games real quick. am going to throw you guys on free play as well. 2 or 3 or 4 or 5. Minnesota, Michigan State. Here's a good matchup. I believe Michigan State won the last meeting last year by, 3 points? Here they are, catching 3 at home. Now, I know the Spartans have a loss on the year, right? They lost to a very pesky Washington Huskies, where they lost 39-28 last week. Which, Washington, by the way, is not ranked yet. They do not have a number. Obviously, beating Kent State, Portland State shouldn't have you one. But when you beat a top 15 team like Michigan State and you beat them 39-28, and you're 3-0, you think you would have jumped into some type of the rankings, but apparently not. But anyways, back to the task at hand, Michigan State against Minnesota. And Michigan State unranked now. Imagine that one. Well, not in the top 25. As far as this one goes, I like Michigan State to bounce back today. I like them plus the 3. Show you some dance moves, right? I have to play the elevator music. Play some elevator music. As far as this one goes, I like the dog here. I like the home dog. I like Michigan State. I bet it. Didn't bet it big. Bet it small. But we're going to be firing on that one. We're going to put that up there as a free play. Free play, just so you guys know, Michigan State plus the 3. Show you some dance moves. Not gonna happen. I got 2 left feet, brother. Reading through the comments. Matt says he took Michigan early at minus 16.5. I like that. I think they covered even the 17.5. I really do. Michigan by 100. Buffalo first and goal. Kansas first and goal at the Duke 10. Tulsa and Ole Miss. Good old Lane Kiffin and Ole Miss starting off the year 3-0. With a 28-10 win over Troy, a 59-3 win over Central Arkansas, and a 42-0 win over Georgia Tech. They have still yet to play anybody. And then you take a look at the old Tulsa Golden Hurricanes, who are 2-1 on the year. They had that huge win, 54-17 over Jacksonville State. They beat Northern Illinois, 38-35, beaten by a field goal. Lost to Wyoming by a field goal, 40-37. The SEC and Ole Miss should be able to outmuscle Tulsa here. Lang 21. Not a big fan of the Lang 21 on Lane Kiffin back in the day. Just keep rolling it up on that scoreboard. Big spreads on Ole Miss and Lane Kiffin, I seem not to cover. Although obviously, the game against Georgia Tech when they were laying 17.5, they covered that very easy with a 42-0 victory. What's going on, Joe? But I do lean towards Ole Miss. I would probably steer clear of the total here. I don't know if Tulsa's going to have enough firepower to keep pace with them. If they do, then we see 90 points, but I don't. I think Ole Miss gets close to covering. It's going to be, if you get backdoored or not, covering 3 touchdowns. So steering clear of that one. If you watched the daily free play video, you'll know that we gave out a play on Arizona and Cal. Alex, as you're taking Tulsa plus the 21, probably smart on that one. I think if they cover, it'll probably be a backdoor towards the end. Daryl, that's too many. That's too many to ask. I can't even read that far. Opinions on Ole Miss, money line. Ohio State, money line. All looks good. The UCLA spread. I'm a Trojan fan. But I definitely need the Pac-12 to succeed in order for somebody from the Pac-12 to finally make the playoffs and then get murdered by an SEC team. I am definitely looking forward to when we get the expanded playoffs. That should be fun. That's going to change college football in the horizon forever. I mean, I absolutely can't wait for that one. Give me 1 second. Text an FC to make sure he logs in. Ross says he likes Washington tonight against Stanford. You think you see points? Daryl says Minnesota under? Question mark. Possible. Penn State first and goal. Pittsburgh up 7-0. Buffalo up 7-0. Michigan over and under 4 minutes to score. Less is TCU. Georgia in the first 4 minutes already have 10 points up on the board. It's 7-3. Kent State put up a field goal. After that Bauer 75-yard rushing TD. How about Glass for Kent State kicking a 45-yard field goal against Georgia? That'll help the over. Georgia's going to roll on them today. Georgia will undoubtedly roll on them today. All right, so we'll bring on the man, the myth, the legend himself. Dr. Shit the bed from yesterday. But it's okay. We all have those bad days. I admit it. We all have bad days. But everybody, give a warm, friendly welcome to our friend, Dr. FC. Everybody give him a big welcome.
Loser!
What's going on, buddy?
You hear me?
Oh, we hear you loud and clear.
There you go. All right, good. We're getting this down, man. Sooner or later, we're gonna
You
get
hear that water running in the background?
Nothing's going on, man. I hear it.
Hear that water flushing from the toilet?
You see these bags under these eyes? Yeah.
Well,
Not the best night.
yeah,
But we
I
move
wouldn't. I
on.
wouldn't
We move
advertise
on.
that. You probably need a little more sleep so we get better plays than what you put out yesterday because you murdered us. You murdered us.
Yeah, my team and I were up all night. So wasn't a
I don't
murder.
know what they
Hey,
were
the
doing.
free
It was
play I
already
gave out
done.
worked.
So hopefully you paid a little attention to some college football, and that's what we're going to talk about because nobody wants to talk about the losers from yesterday. All we want about the losers is this. We want winners so we can this.
Yeah, right. No, I know.
All right. So you're a Tennessee fan,
We move
right?
on.
You're a Tennessee
Well, I
fanboy.
mean, I graduated from the law school there. I wouldn't say fanboy. I'm not a fanboy of anything, as you see in UFC. I'm sometimes like, my best friend will be fighting, and I'm like, yeah, he's gonna lose. He's gonna lose bad, and we'll max bet against his ass. So, I work for the university. I went to the law school. I still have people there. I know what they're gonna do today. How it translates, MMA is different than football. Football is one of these things where you got to get everybody on the same page. If one guy gets injured, it could kill a game. It could kill a score. It could kill an over. It could kill an under. Even someone come on and be a superstar. So who knows? Who knows that stuff? But at the end of the day, I think I have a good little picture of what's going to happen. I haven't talked to both sides, so yeah, man. You ready?
Oh, I'm ready. Let's hear it. Let's hear it. What do you got on Tennessee and Florida today?
All right. So this is what I'm thinking. So my major concern with Tennessee, I've been there through Coach Dooley. I was there through Butch Jones, and there with the current coach. I mean, he's an amazing coach. I love this guy right now currently. And so we have Florida. We have Coach Heupel on one side. We have a new coach on the other side, and at the end of the day, I talked to both sides. What Florida wants to do is they want to get their quarterback going early. They know that his inconsistencies are a problem. They want to get him in the run game. They want to get the run game going. They think Tennessee's vulnerable. And this is one thing I've always thought about Tennessee. Even when I was there, the guys look huge at the beginning of the year. The guys look humongous. It's crazy how big they look and how strong they look. And then you go up against Alabama and you realize, oh shit, our guys are not that big. Their guys are a lot stronger. They're pushing us around. And you see it. I've been right there on the sideline. I mean, I had, I had a very famous Alabama receiver literally dunk on my head a touchdown. I sent you that picture earlier right there on the field. So I saw this stuff firsthand. And with Florida, they have our number for some odd reason. It's crazy. Florida's always been bigger. When we've beaten Florida, it's always been by something miraculous or crazy. I worry about our quarterback being a little too small. Josh Dobbs was a little bit more beefy. Plus, he was extraordinarily bright. He wore a crazy amount of pads in different places. So Josh Dobbs could take the punishment. I worry about our quarterback not being able to take the punishment. I spoke with Hooker. I mean, he's a great quarterback. He's a great kid. He's got the mindset. He can run this offense like no other. And I think you're seeing the evidence of that currently. So the backup quarterback's not as good. I mean, Joe Milton, he's all right. But and they're really good friends. He can run the offense well. But at the end of the day, he can't hit the long ball. And Tennessee can't run. So I worry that if our quarterback goes out, it's going to be a problem, right? Skinny guy. He gets hit a lot. But at the end of the day, man, I think this is a lot of points. I think currently it's sitting at 63 points. Man, talking to the people at Tennessee, they want to get the game going early. They know they're not going to be able to last as long as Florida, so they want to get up on them early. So be surprised if you see Tennessee just start murdering them right early, and then you get excited, and then you start seeing Florida come back because Tennessee is a little bit smaller. They're a little bit less. They don't have the stamina, let's say. So I worry about the end of the game. But at the end of the day, I think Tennessee wins this. I think Florida keeps it tight. We have this weird thing with Florida where Florida always beats us no matter who it is at quarterback, no matter what's going on. It could be a backup. They come in and they just give us a tough game. And I don't know, man. 10 points is a lot also. So, I mean, in this game, I think it's going to be a 3-point game. I'm looking at like 29-26 in the end. I think it could be that close. Can Tennessee blow them away with the way Florida's been playing? It looks that way. I think you're seeing a lot of recency bias in both lines. Obviously, Tennessee puts up a ton of points, and Florida's been looking horrible. But I think you're going to see a different kind of Florida day. Game days down there at a Rocky Top. I remember the last game day that I was down there. I was down there for it. Yeah, I think this is a lot of points. I think it's going to be a 3-point game. I think Tennessee wins it. And man, 63 is a lot. I don't like that number at all. But that's me. What do you think?
What do I
I think
think?
it's my monster, my monster juice, my mango monster juice. See how ethnic I am? See? What do you got over there? White boy fruit
What
punch?
do I think? All right, we're just going to beep you there. All right. What do I think on this game? Unfortunately, I think Florida probably keeps it very close.
Yeah.
I think Florida keeps it
Yeah,
very
me too.
close. I think they keep it within the number. I wouldn't be surprised Tennessee in their big game at home shits the bed, and they play from behind early. I would not be surprised to see that at all. Obviously, you know, they're looking at that 24-point ass kicking they took last year where they lost 38-14. Florida, and I hate to say this because I'm not a Gator fan at all. The way that they lost to Kentucky, they escaped Utah in week 1, beat them 29-26, and then they barely getting by South Florida 31-28 last week. This is going to be a huge test for them, obviously. You know, it's going to be their second SEC game. In Tennessee, this is their spotlight. If they want to show that they're legit this year, they're going to have to win. However, who have they played? Ball State, Pittsburgh, Akron.
And that
This is
Pittsburgh
their
game
big
was-
test. And let's not forget who they get next week and the week after that. They'll get a gimme game against Tennessee Martin in middle of October. But, I mean, they get LSU next week and Alabama after that. So you can't tell me that they're not already thinking about that Alabama matchup because they're thinking they're going to walk through Florida, but they're not. I think it's going to be a tough matchup. I don't think they cover the number. I think Florida covers as the dog on the road, if not wins outright, unfortunately.
Yeah, I'm
And I'm
scared
not a
about
Gator
that.
fan. I
outright
would love to
win.
see Tennessee
Florida
roll.
has our number. Yeah, I know. I mean, Florida's always had our number. It's always been a tough game. Those guys are big. I mean, they're big dudes. They're when you see them, it's like you think your guys are big. I'm sure you think your guys at USC are huge. Yeah, put them up against my guys at Tennessee. We'll see which guys are bigger. We'll see which guys push who around. And you see the differences there. At the end of the day,
You just
I talked
say
to the
Tennessee
to the
versus
coaches.
USC.
I'm just saying. But what I'm saying is I talked to they're looking at going after this quarterback, right? They think they disrupt this quarterback, they win the game. They force him to throw the ball, they win the game. If he gets outside the edges, they're afraid of that. If he runs, they're afraid of that. They're afraid of the running game. So they're going to go ahead. They're going to bring pressure. They're going to try to force him to make quick decisions. That's their whole game plan. At the end of the day, who knows if it works out? What if this kid steps up? He stepped up in week 1? He could do it again. And the outright win is scary. So, I mean, you could always tease this thing. But, I mean, which way do you go? Do you go Tennessee money line and then go over 52? You know what I mean? I mean, is it even worth it? What do you think about that over under 63? Big number, right?
I think it's a big number. I don't think we see an extreme amount of points. I mean, I could be completely wrong, and maybe it's a back-and-forth offensive game. I mean, Tennessee's averaging 52 points a game against shit teams. Florida's averaging 25.3 points a game against, other than Utah and Kentucky, shit teams. Well, I guess you could still classify Utah being in the Pac-12 as shit team. You take a look at both defenses. Tennessee's holding all three of their shitty opponents so far this year to barely over, a smidge over 2 touchdowns a game. Florida hasn't given up on average more than 26.7 points a game. I think the most they gave up was 26 points in a loss to Kentucky.
Yeah.
So I don't see a huge scoring game. The numbers don't support it. If I had to do anything, I'd probably roll with the under on this one. I almost said the over, just out of nature being an over better. But I'd roll probably the under. I mean, Tennessee's 2-1 to the over. Florida's 2-1 to the over somehow this year. All of Tennessee's games have been in the 60s, 63, 66.5, and 67.5 as far as the totals go. This one opened up at 62.5. This will be the highest total of a game so far that Florida's been involved in. And they haven't seen 60 points yet. Not once. I think their defense holds strong.
Yes.
Both offenses probably lack a little. And the game goes under. And Florida wins outright. Sorry.
Oh, geez. So you and I are on the same page. I mean, you and I are on the same page. I think Florida keeps it close. And I think it's so funny. You count yourself as an over better. I see you bet unders all the time. You hit overs a lot. It's like
right?
you're very talented at hitting overs. You're crazy at it. You do it all the time. I'm the other side. I hit unders all the time. And there are times where the under hits, the over hits, but when it comes down to it, you have a lane for those overs. You have an eye for those overs.
Romero fight.
So. Oh man, and I know. Yeah, I know. Yoel.
Just taking a jab when I can, because I'm not sitting next to you right now, so I can take a jab.
Yoel's so funny. He goes, "Hermano, cómo está? ¿Qué está pasando?" That's how he talks. This crazy old guy. No one can understand him, so I talk Spanish with him. So he's a good dude.
What do you think about Alabama today? Late
I'm really bad
against
by
Vandy.
the way. Man, I hate Vanderbilt.
What do you think about Alabama?
Oh God, I just knocked my stuff out. I think that's in my nature to hate Vanderbilt. I think it's a big number. I like Alabama. I like them in the first quarter.
Alabama first quarter is generally a good trend.
Yeah, I like Georgia first quarter. I like Alabama first quarter. Those trends. Yeah, the first quarters have been hitting for me really well.
You know what I really like in this one? I like the over 61. I think Vandy gets at least 3 touchdowns themselves today.
Yeah, I mean, Alabama did look vulnerable. They didn't look necessarily as tidy as they normally do. Question is, did they tighten that up? I don't know. Vanderbilt, they're trying their best. Maybe they get 2 touchdowns. Maybe. At the end of the day, I mean, Alabama's going to run it up, so who knows what they get.
Yeah, Bama runs it up, but I think the total goes over. I like the over in this one. Just so you guys all know in the live chat, I will be betting the over. So there's your unofficial extra free play right there for you. Joe Kryptonite says, I've been on it all week. Florida wins straight up. I knew I liked you, Joe.
Joe, say it again. You might be right, buddy. It'd be crazy, but crazier things have happened, and Florida does have our number. I hate to say it, but yeah, I mean, I think they keep it close. I mean, at the end of the day, the number is sitting at 10.5. I mean, big number.
Rodney, when it comes to posting the UFC, they get posted as soon as he's done with the weigh-ins and the write-ups. He puts them out at the most opportune times. Yeah, lines move. However, he doesn't put them out days, weeks ahead of time because shit changes and weight cuts and all of that. So you got to wait. You want the best information. You want the most latest information. You wait. Sometimes you pay a higher price, but just remember, Rodney, juice only fucking matters if you lose. Okay? Just remember that one.
Yeah, and at the end of the day with the weigh-ins, it's so funny. There's some people that they think they have this knowledge about weigh-ins. I've seen being there, seeing it close up, smelling the smells that come out of people that are cutting weight is crazy. But being there, you can have a guy looking amazing, stepping on the scale. He doesn't rehydrate well. He goes back, he eats a slice of pizza. That is going to have the poops all night. He's going to have a bad time. And these people watch these weigh-ins and they're like, oh, I think I saw this person shake on the scale and it's going to make a difference. I've seen people shaking on the scale, barely on, being held on by their coaches, make weight, come out and dominate the next night because their rehydration was just amazing. So not only do the weigh-ins matter, but it's right after the weigh-ins. It's seeing what the fighters are doing. We have people on the ground doing that, seeing if they're eating anything, what are they rehydrating with, are they taking the UFC PI's advice? The rehydration program is spectacular. It's amazing. It's even we even bring it to Bellator guys who are friends of mine because it's that amazing. And it's just if they're doing all those things properly, we'll know about it. If they're not, we'll know about it. And we make sure we put that in the write-up. And we want to make sure you guys have the best information. So,
oh, that's what we do. So yeah, Mr. Brackens, I do like the over in the Bama game, and I will be betting the over the total in that one. So there's an extra unofficial free play. Don't forget, guys, guaranteed Saturdays 50% off. So it's only $75. It comes with that huge guarantee. If you guys were on it last week, you guys know you guys got a blowout winner. You're going to get another blowout winner later today. You have until 7:30 Eastern time to get on board. Premium plays are my personal plays. Buy 3 days, $99. That huge sale where you can get the system plays for the rest of the season for $500 is still going. You could also get that $500 package for free by purchasing one of the 1-year packages that are on sale as well, or any of the 1-year premium or personal play packages. And I know a bunch of you guys that took advantage of that yesterday. I know Who Dat Bob, you did. Joe, you did. I know there was a bunch of people. Arthur, I know you jumped on board a year of my personal plays and you got the system play package for free. So smoking deal there. It was supposed to end last night at midnight, but I got them to extend it another 2 days. So if you were one of the individuals that texted me yesterday asking if you can get it today, meaning Saturday, or on Sunday, yes, you can. So that's what I have today. We're going to be live much earlier tomorrow for NFL Sunday. All right. We're going to be live at our normal scheduled time slot of 10 a.m. Eastern, 7 Pacific. Games go down at 1 p.m. Eastern, 10 Pacific tomorrow. And tomorrow's NFL card looks spectacular. It looks a lot better than what we got last week. We get the Lions and the Vikings, Ravens and the Patriots, Saints and the Panthers. I think that is going to be an excellent game there with the Saints laying 2.5 on the road. We get the Texans at the Bears. Chiefs at the Colts. Chiefs are only laying 5.5, but, a wise man once said if you bet the spread against the Chiefs, you will generally get your ass handed to you 9 out of 10 times. So we'll find out. We got a huge, then the list goes on and on and on, but we'll do a full roll through the games tomorrow. Hell, look at that 4 o'clock game between the Packers and the Buccaneers. That's going to be a hell of a game. And by the way, the Sunday NFL guarantees are 2-0 on the year, just like they generally always are. But yeah, we're 2-0 on the year for that one. That might be posted here in just a little bit. So if you're not on that, make sure you get on that one as well, because that'll be another big day and another big game tomorrow. Hold on one second, guys. But yeah, that's what I have. We'll be live tomorrow, bright and early in the morning. And we do appreciate FC coming on board. FC, big round of applause for, I know it was tough for you to show your face today after yesterday. So we appreciate you coming on board. And we're going to have some fun. We'll bring you back on again in the near future.
Yeah, man.
I know we've got a big UFC fight card coming up next week. So we'll bring you on later in the week to talk about that. But big round of applause for our buddy FC. Thank you. Thank you as always.
All right, buddy.
And that's what we have for you guys today. Enjoy those free plays. Go Michigan in the points. And don't forget, unofficially, the over in the Bama game. That's going to be a big one. I'll be betting that bigger than I normally do, a small little play, all right? So enjoy that, guys. Enjoy your Saturday. And as always, please wager responsibly. Please. Louisville up 14-0. Woo! Mississippi State up 14-0. Michigan up 7-3. Georgia up 9-3 after they got that safety. And Duke and Kansas tied 17-7, so games are looking adventurous today. Look at all those first quarter points happening all around the league. And Clemson's up 14-0, yes, against Wake Forest. So a lot of good stuff rolling. So good luck, everybody. And again, I seriously can't emphasize this enough. It doesn't matter if you're betting guaranteed Saturday, a free play, something that you love. Always bet within your means and wager responsibly, all right? You don't need to bet every game on the board. There's a million games today. There's going to be a million more tomorrow. And there's going to be games even so much the next day. So enjoy that, and we will see you guys all live tomorrow morning.